Hello class, my name is Megan Wise and this is my discussion board form 2. So Jonathan Edwards was truly a man that was not following the specific thoughts that were going on around him in his time. In the time that he lived, it was the time of the Enlightenment, and there is a lot that can be interpreted from Jonathan Edwards' work along with other contemporaries of his time as well. And there's a lot of similarities and differences that we can take from them. So in the book, The Theology of Jonathan Edwards, he goes over Jonathan's works and Paul Tillich's work. He says the main difference between the two are when they're going through looking at the prevalence of a divine presence in Western civilization is the culture, because Tillich didn't just look at one culture, he looked at many different cultures. Now, in the book Jonathan Edwards' Writings, Text Context Interpretation, the author explains how many people of this time wanted to write on Isaac Newton's mechanical philosophy. And Edward did as well. Edward definitely read Isaac Newton's works, and it did have an influence on what he wrote about as well. He said that Newton's way was how God wanted the universe to be set up. Many of others incorporated it in this way as well, but others took it a little bit differently. They said that Newton's writings went against divine revelation, and Samuel Clarke was one person who did this. In the book Trinitarian Theology of Jonathan Edwards, Edwards' sermons incorporated the Trinity. And this was necessary because it supported redemption. Another book, Encounters with God, An Approach to Theology of Jonathan Edwards, it explains that there was a rising of the new idea of moral philosophy in this time. And instead of the Bible being the source of morals, of what your morals should be, they made the argument that yourself could be that source instead of the Bible, instead of God. And this idea, of course, Edward knew, just as many others, that the Bible, of course, doesn't just hold that, it holds so much more than that. But looking at what contemporaries wrote about, what Edward wrote about, as I said, there is a lot of similarities and differences. And we can definitely take so much from all the works that were written at that time.